Tonight, when you lie down in bed, your body will sink into a layer of soft foam or metal springs. You will pull a clean blanket over your shoulders, adjust a padded pillow under your neck, and close your eyes in a climate-controlled room. You will not think about what lies beneath you. Parasites won't burrow into your skin while you lose consciousness. The cold ground under your spine won't pull your core body temperature down until your heart stops beating. Nothing moving in the dark will drag you away while you are paralyzed in sleep. For more than 99% of human history, every one of your ancestors had to solve those problems every night. Failure meant dying of hypothermia, getting eaten by night-hunting predators, or having thousands of parasitic insects drain their blood and energy. Yet people who slept on bare earth, ash, leaves, and jagged stone shaped the modern human body, from your brain structure to the curvature of your lower back. Their survival came from deliberate engineering that altered the trajectory of human evolution. To understand how you sleep today, you first have to understand the trap your ancestors faced 2 million years ago. Before early humans slept on the ground, they slept in trees, much like chimpanzees and gorillas do today. Every evening, a chimpanzee bends branches together high in the canopy to construct a platform. Sleeping above the forest floor keeps the apes safe from big cats and hyenas prowling below. But tree sleep comes with a biological cost that kept our early ancestors locked in a state of limited intelligence. When you enter REM sleep, the deep stage of rest where your brain consolidates memories, processes emotions, and repairs neural connections, your body triggers muscle paralysis. Your brain sends a chemical signal down your spinal column that paralyzes voluntary muscles in your body. Your arms and legs lose all strength, leaving you defenseless. If a chimpanzee enters deep REM sleep while sitting on a tree branch 30 feet above the ground, its muscles go limp. It falls out of the tree and breaks its neck on the forest floor. Because of this danger, tree-dwelling primates cannot afford deep, prolonged REM sleep. Their sleep is fragmented and light. A chimpanzee spends only 5 to 10% of its sleep time in REM. Your body spends 25% of its sleep time in REM. That difference is the reason your brain is capable of complex thought, language, and long-term planning. But to get that brain, an ancestor in our evolutionary line had to make a dangerous choice. Around 1.8 million years ago, early humans stepped down from the safety of the canopy and decided to sleep on the open ground. Think about what that decision meant for your body in real time. The moment early humans lay down on the dirt and entered REM sleep, their muscles paralyzed. They could neither run nor fight. They lay helpless on the dark African savanna, surrounded by saber-toothed cats, hyenas, and leopards that possessed night vision superior to human eyes. The only thing that made ground sleep possible was fire. By lighting a campfire, early humans created a thermal barrier. Big cats fear open flame, meaning a tended fire kept predators at a distance. For the first time in millions of years, an ape could lie down on a flat surface, allow its body to go limp, and enter hours of deep REM sleep. The biological payoff was immediate. Free from the threat of falling, the brain allocated more metabolic energy toward neural repair and memory integration. The human brain expanded in size over the generations that followed. If your ancestors had not taken the risk of sleeping on the dirt, your brain would not be large enough to process the sentences you are reading right now. But surviving predators was only the first hurdle. Once early humans were on the ground, they faced a threat that still affects your body today: rapid heat loss to the ground. When you lie down on bare dirt or rock, your body heat does not stay in your skin. Through contact, heat moves out of your flesh and into the cold earth until both reach the same temperature. Even if the night air is 60 degrees Fahrenheit, lying on bare ground strips heat from your core so fast that your body temperature plummets. Your heart rate slows, your muscles stiffen, and by morning, you face life-threatening hypothermia. To survive, your ancestors had to invent insulation long before they invented clothes, houses, or soft fabrics. For a long time, historians assumed that early humans cleared away sharp stones and collapsed onto bare dirt out of exhaustion. But recent archaeological breakthroughs have revealed that prehistoric bedtime was far more sophisticated than anyone imagined. In 2020, archaeologists excavating Border Cave in South Africa made a discovery that changed our understanding of ancient human life. Deep inside the cave, preserved under layers of sediment, they found the fossilized remains of deliberate constructed mattresses dating back 200,000 years. These multi-layered thermal and chemical barriers were engineered to protect the human body while it rested. The bottom layer of these beds consisted of wood ash gathered from their hearth fires. Early humans placed this ash layer on the cold cave floor. Ash is an exceptional thermal insulator. Its loose structure traps pockets of still air, stopping cold ground temperatures from pulling heat out of a sleeping human's ribs and hips. But the ash served a second purpose. It killed parasites. If you have ever spent a night outdoors without protection, you know that insects target you. Ticks, lice, fleas, bedbugs, and mites track the carbon dioxide you breathe out and the body heat you emit. In the ancient world, an infestation of blood-sucking parasites meant relentless itching, skin infections, sleep deprivation, and lethal blood-borne diseases. Wood ash dries out insects. It is made of fine, sharp particles that stick to an insect's outer shell. The ash absorbs the waxy outer layer of the insect's exoskeleton, causing the bug to dehydrate and die before it can reach your skin. Any tick or mite trying to crawl through the ash layer to bite a sleeping human was killed on the way up. On top of this protective ash foundation, early humans laid down thick mats of broad-leafed grasses, but they did not pick just any plant. At sites like Border Cave and the nearby Sibidu Cave, researchers identified the leaves of the wild camphor tree. When you crush or lie on camphor leaves, the pressure releases aromatic chemicals that repel insects and kill insect larvae. Ancient humans selected these plants, harvested them from nearby forests, and lined their beds with them. They were using plant-based pest control long before the invention of chemical sprays. When these plant mattresses became old, crushed, or dirty, early humans set fire to the top grass layer right inside the cave. Burning the old bed sanitized the living space, killed off surviving parasites or mold spores, and created a fresh layer of sterile, insulating ash upon which they built their next mattress. This engineering cycle was practiced across generations. Your ancestors manipulated chemistry and plant sciences to keep their bodies warm and parasite-free. Yet even with an ash and leaf mattress, a single human sleeping alone on the ground faced a major problem. A single human body radiates heat outward into the night air from every exposed inch of skin. In cold environments, one body on its own loses heat faster than its metabolic rate can produce it. The solution was a behavioral strategy that reshaped human social bonding, the sleep pile. Ancient humans almost never slept alone. A hunter-gatherer band slept crushed together in a tight, organized mass. By pressing their torsos, arms, and legs against one another, they reduced the total surface area of skin exposed to the cold night air. In a sleep pile, the person sleeping next to you absorbs the heat, leaving your torso, and you absorb their heat. A group of 10 humans huddled together reduces thermal loss by sharing warmth. They created a shared microclimate beneath their hide covers that kept everyone's core temperature stable, even as the outside air dropped toward freezing. This arrangement required mutual trust. To sleep in a tight huddle, you have to allow other individuals to touch your body while you are paralyzed in REM sleep. It forced early humans to develop high levels of social cooperation, empathy, and emotional bonding. The closeness you feel toward your family or close friends today is rooted in an ancient evolutionary survival mechanism where proximity at night was the only thing preventing you from freezing to death before dawn. The sleep pile also created an efficient defense system. In a group sleeping side by side, anyone who shifted, startled, or woke up from a distant sound immediately alerted the entire pile through contact. If a predator approached the camp, the sudden muscle tension of one person passed through the group, waking everyone before the animal could strike. How did ancient humans handle posture, spinal alignment, and support without modern pillows or soft mattresses? If you sit at a desk all day and then lie down on a firm floor, your lower back probably aches within minutes. You might assume this means the human spine is fragile and requires a plush memory foam surface to stay healthy. The reality is the opposite. Chronic lower back pain, neck stiffness, and spinal misalignment are modern diseases created by the soft surfaces we use to rest. Your spine is a natural S-curved column designed to distribute the weight of your head and torso over your pelvis. When you sleep on a soft, modern mattress, your heaviest body parts, your hips and shoulders, sink deep into the foam. This sags your spine into an unnatural lateral curve for 7 to 8 hours at a time, straining the ligaments and underusing the deep, stabilizing muscles that hold your vertebrae in place. Over years, those stabilizing muscles atrophy because the mattress is doing all the structural work for them. Ancient humans slept on flat, firm surfaces lined with just enough grass or animal hide to cushion their skin against bruises, but firm enough to hold their skeleton in natural alignment. When you lie on a firm surface, your body naturally assumes positions that protect the spine. Ancient humans rarely slept flat on their backs with their legs stretched straight out, because that posture pulls the lower back into an arch, straining the lower spine. Instead, they slept on their sides in a partial fetal position, or on their stomachs with one knee pulled up toward the chest. Side sleeping on a firm surface keeps the spine neutral and level. Pulling one knee up while lying on your stomach tilts the pelvis, flattening the lower back against the ground and taking pressure off the spinal discs. What about their heads? Without a soft pillow, how did they avoid severe neck strain? Archaeological finds and studies of modern hunter-gatherers reveal a wide range of head supports. In many cultures, ancient humans used smooth, carved blocks of wood, bent branches, or polished stones. In others, they rolled up thick animal hides or rested their head on their flexed forearm. While a stone pillow sounds like torture to a modern sleeper, its purpose was elevation. The distance between the tip of your shoulder and the side of your head is 4 to 6 inches. When you lie on your side on a firm ground surface, your head hangs down toward the dirt, severely bending your neck spine and compressing the nerves in your neck. A firm wood block or stone placed under the side of the head fills that 6-inch gap. It holds the neck straight, keeping the spinal cord uncompressed and allowing the neck muscles to relax. Because their sleep surfaces were firm, ancient humans were constantly using their core muscles even while shifting during sleep. They developed thick, calloused skin over their hips and shoulders, strong neck muscles, and resilient spinal discs that rarely herniated. Ancient humans cycled through sleep in phases across the night. If you wake up at 3 a.m. today, lie awake for 45 minutes, and worry that you have clinical insomnia, you are likely suffering from a mismatch between your modern expectations and your ancient biology. Modern society expects you to fall asleep, stay unconscious for 8 hours, and wake up when an alarm rings. From an evolutionary perspective, sleeping for 8 hours in unconsciousness was a death sentence. Ancient humans practiced what sleep scientists call segmented sleep, or two-phase sleep. When the sun went down, early humans gathered near the fire, ate, told stories, and drifted off to sleep shortly after dark. They slept deeply for 4 hours, a phase called first sleep. This phase was heavy on deep slow-wave sleep, allowing the body to perform tissue repair and clear cellular waste from the brain. Around midnight or 1 a.m., as the campfire burned down to embers and the surrounding air reached its coldest temperature, the entire camp would naturally wake up. This middle-of-the-night waking period lasted from 1 to 2 hours. This was a life-saving biological interval rather than a sign of sleep disruption. During this quiet hour, people woke up to tend the fire, tossing new logs onto the embers to restore the thermal barrier and keep predators away. They checked on children, shifted their positions in the sleep pile to relieve pressure on their joints, drank water, and interacted quietly with others who were awake. Because their brains were shifting out of deep sleep, they were in a state of relaxed awareness, elevated by natural surges of prolactin, a hormone that induces a calm, meditative state. They reflected on dreams, shared stories, or sat in the warm glow of the dying coals. After an hour or two of quiet wakefulness, early humans lay back down and entered their second sleep, which was rich in REM sleep and lasted until dawn. This two-phase pattern was the default human sleep cycle for hundreds of thousands of years. It persisted even into modern history. Up until the late 19th century, European literature, legal records, and medical manuals routinely referred to first sleep and second sleep as a normal part of daily life. It was only the widespread adoption of gas lamps, electric light bulbs, and industrial work schedules that forced humanity to compress all sleep into a single 8-hour block. When you wake up in the middle of the night today and feel fully awake, your brain is activating an ancient biological code that expects you to check your environment, make sure your tribe is safe, add wood to the fire, and rest again. Think about the immense gap between that ancient reality and how you spend your nights now. Today you lie isolated in a dark, quiet room, elevated on a thick mattress, surrounded by synthetic fabrics, with the temperature held at a constant level by a thermostat. You do not smell wood smoke, feel the warm body of another human pressed against your back for survival, or hear the wind in the trees and the distant calls of night animals. We built this modern environment to eliminate danger, discomfort, and cold, and in doing so, we saved ourselves from hypothermia, parasite infestations, and predator attacks. But we also stripped away the natural conditions under which the human body evolved to rest. We replaced firm, spine-aligning ground surfaces with soft mattresses that weaken our back muscles and curve our spines. Natural darkness and firelight gave way to blue light from screens that trick our brains into thinking it is mid-afternoon, delaying melatonin release and fragmenting rest. Finally, we exchanged the warm, protective social security of the sleep pile for isolated bedrooms that leave our ancient subconscious brains feeling exposed and vulnerable to the dark. Tonight, when you turn off the lights and lower your head onto your pillow, take a moment to pay attention to what your body's doing. Feel the mattress supporting your hips and the quiet stability of the room around you. Your brain still operates on the same survival mechanisms that kept your ancestors alive on the African savanna 200,000 years ago. It stays alert for threats in the dark, monitors your body temperature against the air, and waits for the comfort of the fire and the safety of the group. You are the descendant of master bedtime engineers who fought for every hour of unconsciousness they ever achieved. Every deep breath you take in the dark, every dream you remember in the morning, and every stage of REM sleep your brain completes is proof that their strategy worked. They survived the cold earth, the swarming insects, and the dark predators outside the firelight so that you could lie down tonight, close your eyes, and safely fall asleep.